is up, guys? It's me, Brandon, giving you guys another comic book review. Review. Yeah, baby. Comic book review. Oh my God, yes. By now, you guys have already read it digitally. By now, you've already read it physically. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Bam. DC Multiverses End #1 with Death Metal. Death Metal is a Death Metal. Yeah, it's a Death Metal. No, I'm joking. It is a comic book event that ties into Death Metal. Death Metal being, the whole, Perpetua thing, this and that, Batman Who Laughs thing. This has nothing to do with it. Nada, zilch, zero. Nothing to do with it, and I fucking love it. Why? This has everything I am looking for in a comic book. This has everything that I love as a human being. I love stuff like this. Stuff like this makes it perfect. It makes it well known. And I love it. Yeah, baby! Yeah! Fucking love it. Because in the beginning, there's the Centropolis, which is a multiverse version of Metropolis, but on Earth 3, where the bad guys win all the time, and the good guys lose. Yeah. Fucking amazing, isn't it? Oh, and if you guys are seeing this is my green screen that I got a couple weeks ago. Figured I'd try it out and see what it looks like. Figured I'd try it out. I can't wait. But yeah, on to this comic book. Oh my God. The beginning starts with Centropolis, which is the crime syndicate's version of Metropolis. Then, I'm trying to think. Then it goes into Earth X, which is the Nazis winning World War II and conquering the entire Earth. And Guy Gardner and a ragtag of superheroes are right there in the thick of it. And I love the dialogues between them because it is just the best comic book ever. Like, oh my God, I was reading it and emotions were flying by because we find out Iris West from, trying to think of the word, from an alternate universe, an alternate timeline universe, whatever you want to call it, basically lost her whole universe. And she completely breaks down. And Captain Carrot says, don't worry, we're going to win this. You need to be calm, cool and collected. We're going to win. Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about that. You can worry about that stuff later. We're going to win this. We're going to kick ass and do all that stuff. Turns out, flip twist. Turns out, Perpetua annihilated Earth C-. And Captain Carrot says to Guy Gardner, he said that since his world has physics that are a lot different, cartoonish physics. He was saying to Guy Gardner that Perpetua had a lot of power over that universe. And he never thought that she had that much power when it came to his universe because, well, let's be honest, it's a Looney Tunes universe, by the way. Yeah, DC made that whole universe as a parody of the Looney Tunes. And now that universe has been knocked off the table, and we see Captain Carrot getting anguished and raged out and crying with rage and vengeance. Turns out, afterwards, he was not the only one losing their entire Earth. He was not the only one losing the entire Earth, because he had a lot of other people going from universe to universe to universe to universe. Basically, he's just going through a bunch of different universes and trying to find the people that, well, can hopefully stem the tide from that from that universe. Well, from the multiverse. There we go. And he says to Guy Gardner that after he saw the lanterns, he thought the main multiverse, the main DC universe, the little Earth Zero, basically. He thought that universe was destroyed because it had been lost. Guy Gardner says, "You're right, it has been lost, but we're gonna fix this damn thing, however it may take." And I loved it. That whole part was so fresh, and character development, I just was like, oh my god, I loved it. That entire character development was just so off the table. It was just so unknown with Captain Carrot, because we've only seen Captain Carrot in modern day comic books with the New 52 and a couple of events. Yeah, you guys said that. You guys heard me say that. Events before the New 52. Mostly Final Crisis. But yeah, afterwards, he gave... well, not afterwards, sorry. But yeah, basically, Guy Gardner told everyone that, the whole ragtag team of superheroes, that yes, the main DC universe has been lost, but it's gonna come back stronger than ever. And I loved it. I loved that little B-part storyline, because it just made Captain Carrot not an obscure character anymore. It made him not as an obscured character anymore, because before this happened, he was in Young Justice. With with Young Justice and the multiverse, traveling around the multiverse, he was there when they landed on Earth 26. Now Earth 26C has been destroyed. That part made me love Captain Carrot more often than what has already been with Captain Carrot. Because Captain Carrot has been an obscure character since the late 80s. Like, early to late 80s. They would put him in a few times here and there. They even tried to make him an anamorphic character. A space bunny. That flopped. And I love seeing Captain Carrot. I'm hoping he gets his comeuppance when he fights against Perpetua in the main DC universe because I don't want to see him get killed off by Perpetua. That would just be as if we didn't care, which I care about main DC superheroes from A to Z. I love them all. But on to the plot B. Plot B was when John Stewart went to Earth 3, was captured, and brought back to the carrier. And I loved it. The parts where Owlman was there made me think of the voice actor from Crisis on Two Earths. That version of Owlman was fantastic as all heck. I could hear his voice when I'm reading Owlman in that book. I was able to hear his voice in my head and saying, what he would have said, and just hearing that voice in my head with his dialogue when I was reading it. Oh my God, it was so good. So good. And Jon Stewart gave him the history of the multiverse, which was, there was I'm trying to think of the word. He gave him the rebooted history of the multiverse. Before the reboot, it was a single black infinitude, and then light was shattering and broke the infinitude into multiple universes. That was 1985. In the reboot universe, multiverse, there was Perpetua, and Perpetua had spawned 3 children of her own: the Anti-Monitor, the Monitor, and the World Forger. And they found out that Perpetua was going to turn humans into apex predators. And they, unbeknownst to her, betrayed her from talking to the greater Omniverse. And the Omniverse came down, answered their pleas, their calls, and just basically made the source wall. And then afterwards, it was those 3 characters, and she was able to whisper in their heads, in their ears, hey, I need to have a little crisis. And then boom! First Crisis came out. 1985, Crisis on Infinite Earths. That came out. 10 years later, she did the same thing to Hal Jordan. Parallax. I need to have a little crisis. Boom! 0 Hour. 10 years later after that, Infinite Crisis. And 10 years after that, well, Final Crisis and Death Metal. Basically, what I'm trying to say is she was able to whisper into everybody that was able to hear her, but she wasn't able to be broken free until, well, Dark Knight Metal. And after Owlman finds out with this, oh my God, he goes ape poop crazy. Like, oh my God, it was so awesome because he finds out that Jon Stewart had the Harbinger USB drive. Plugs it into the computer. Harbinger asks, what's your question? I'm not going to say what the word was, but what's the question? He basically asks, am I the original Owlman? She replies, he was not. She replies, the first Owlman was killed on Crisis on Infinite Earths. After that event, Earth 3 was in the antimatter universe. And he was there. That was the second Owlman. Afterwards, during Infinite Crisis, when Earth 3 was deteriorating in the antimatter universe, it was able to be brought back into the positive multiverse. That was the third Owlman. And the third Owlman died when Dr. Manhattan said, you know what, screw you, goodbye. Yeah, Owlman got killed. The third Owlman got killed when Dr. Manhattan said, screw you, goodbye. Vaporized him. And Metron for sitting on the Mobius chair. Well, actually, it was the third Owlman that did that, but you guys know what I mean. You 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 know what I mean. And so the fourth Owlman goes ape poop crazy, and said, you know what, Ultraman, this is what I've been dreaming to you. Shoots Ultraman right in the back. Literally. He didn't shoot him in the back, but, he underestimated what was going on, took precautions, and had to shoot Ultraman and Ultraman and Superwoman from Earth 3. Boom, gone. End of story. During that whole thing happening, Baby Batman comes back because of the incursion in the universe that was happening. The incursion, of course, was Perpetua. And it is a tribute, the incursion part is a tribute to the 1985 Crisis event, Crisis on Infinite Earths, where Harbinger was the incursion to bring in all the 5 universes together so that, they can merge. This version of the incursion basically said, children of the multiverse, you're basically doomed. Here's my allies from the dark multiverse. They're ready, prepped and ready to go ahead and kick your butts, basically. And Baby Batman, I can't help but saying that. Baby Batman goes ahead and starts, screwing up with the heroes of the DCU. And this is the funniest thing ever. The funniest thing ever is all the Rainbow Batman. All of them have different color lantern rings, and they're all in the rainbow they're all in the rainbow spectrum, like, Roy G. Biv. And one of them says, and this is pretty funny. One of them says, hey, I know where we can put this hero. Where can we find a refrigerator? That quote, the funniest quote was a tribute, still is a tribute to Gail Simone's version of Women in Refrigerators. I'm sorry if I offend you guys, but that's really what was in the book. Don't shoot the messenger with that. Basically, he did that. He says that, and basically, Owlman steps out of the shadows, appears, and says, what the hell are you guys doing? You guys should be doing this, you guys should be destroying these towers for now, for right now. You guys should be doing that. You guys should be destroying these towers right now. And I love the fact that Owlman basically says to Baby Batman, you're a dumb idea because I'm a smart idea. And if the universe or multiverse survives, guess what? I survive. And Baby Batman's like, I'm a widow. And then Crocker-Cocoom! They both get blown up. And when they did that, they destroyed not 1, not 2, but 6 universes. Not 1, not 2, but 6 universes. And I loved it. I have no idea why, but oh my god, it was great. Then afterwards, all the other people are basically safe from 6 different universes. And, well, John says if it wasn't for the Batman, you know, the Owlman, the regular version, dark version of Batman, none of it would have happened. And then he said afterwards, after Guy Gardner said some stuff to him, not the typical Guy Gardner stuff. He says, "Carrier, take us home." The carrier is like a Star Trek ship, and it just whooshes out of, the present location where it's at. I loved this book because this book was fantastic as all heck. It was a great Crisis tie-in, and it proves James Tynion IV can do a really good event when it comes to a major event. Like, James Tynion IV did not pull any punches. He took those punches and wrote it into this book, and I loved it. So, yeah, if you guys are seeing this right now, it's already Wednesday. You already bought the comic book. What can I say? What can I say? I don't know. But yeah, this is the end of my video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Peace out!